Well, hey, look at the screen. They can see your hat. Cox. All right. Do I have everything I need? I have Skype. Well, of course. I have Audacity. I got that. I got what I need over here. All right. So I'm going to start recording.
You do that, pal.
I am. I'm a little nervous we didn't do a test.
It's time.
It is time.
For the Fantasy Football Guys.
That's right, bitches.
Get ready to call. It's the Saturday Q&A show.
It is.
Here they are. Lyle Conkeel and Kevin Moore. The Fantasy Football Guys.
Yeah, that's right. We are the Fantasy Football Guys, and we are here for you on playoff week.
Playoff week?
Congratulations on making the playoffs. Yeah, the playoffs. Jeez. Yeah, it's Saturday morning, and yeah, I woke up an hour ago after staying up late, drinking. Went out and had a couple of beers.
That's always fun.
Yeah, we are netcasting, streaming actually on YouTube on our Fantasy Football Guys channel. You can find us there in video. It's live.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it or recorded.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you found the video just where you wanted it to be. You can also catch us on SoundCloud at the Fantasy Football Guys there. Search that. And also on Stitcher and other various and sundry spots like the iTunes Podcast app. And, of course, our own website, the Fantasy Football Guys. Check us out on Twitter at TFFG and Facebook at the Fantasy Football Guys.
Whatever.
And
Just
all kinds
for
of...
us.
Yeah.
We're there somewhere.
Yeah, we're more places than we need to be, actually. Yeah. Make sure you check out the Fantasy Hockey Guys if you're into playing DFS, fantasy hockey, or if you're in a league. These guys can hook you up. Ask them questions just like you ask us questions about football. They're probably more knowledgeable about hockey than we are about football.
They probably are.
They play. I mean, that's one of the great things about them. Yeah. So check them out. It's the Fantasy Hockey Guys in the podcast app for iTunes and on Twitter.
At FH Guys.
At FH Guys.
I need to just write that down.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But it's nice to have your contribution to the opener, Lyle.
Thank you, Kevin.
Just be able to spout in there with one little tidbit. Speaking of beer, Shane from Indiana sent us, let me slide in here, sent us a six-pack of Zombie Dust Pale Ale.
Look at that.
Now, it's not cold or anything. Not only that, it's 11 o'clock in the morning where we're recording this. So we're not going to start drinking it now. But Shane.
But thank you very much for this. I am definitely going to enjoy.
We're going to split it up 3-3. He's going to take 3 or maybe 2. And,
we'll see.
Leave the rest here.
We'll thumb wrestle.
Or, we could just leave him here and just drink him on the show.
We probably could do that.
We could do that, too, because that's how we roll.
That'll eventually happen.
So we have some calls coming.
Already?
We have calls coming in. I've been inactive for 6 minutes.
We had a call like 5 minutes before the show started.
Yeah, and another one already. So let's go right into it if you don't mind. We have some questions on the forum if we have time for them. But, of course, this is primarily a call-in show, as we like to do it. So let's check out John in Kentucky. What's going on, John?
What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so my playoffs haven't started yet. This is the last season, or this is the last week of the regular season. I've already clinched, but I'm playing the number 1 guy. I'm the number 2 guy. So
you want to come over the top of him and show your dominance and make him your bitch.
Mount him, as it were.
Well, actually, this is the regular season championship in our league. That's worth $250.
Oh, so this is a big game. Okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you just run down my lineup.
Go for it.
Go for it, man.
Okay, at quarterback, I either got the Beard or Eli.
I gotta go Beard.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
I mean, is there a compelling reason to start Eli at all?
No.
I mean, Fitzpatrick has a good matchup. He's been phenomenal lately. Eli, not so much. His matchup's not bad against the Dolphins, but he's got Beckham, and that's it. They don't have a running game. The other receivers are okay.
We have no trust in Randall.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty clear it's Fitzpatrick.
And there's no running game there either.
I just said that.
Yeah, well, I'm agreeing with you. In a kind of a.
There's also not a running game.
Yeah, they have no running backs there in New York.
So, well, they have plenty of running backs, just none of them that are any good. I guess Kevin requested a cherry cola. All right, what's next?
All right, at wide receiver,
Thanks, Rob.
I got Dez, Macklin, Hearns, or Tavon Austin.
How many
And
do
I
you
play
start?
3.
3. You sit Austin.
You said Tavon.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest question we'll get all day.
Well, it's tough because I'm going to that game. So
Oh,
I
you
almost
are.
Are you
wanna
gonna be
play
at that
it,
game?
I'm going to beat it.
Ah.
So you'd like to be able to cheer on your guy while you're sitting there. It's like, hey, you
Yeah,
scored.
but
I get that.
I get what you're saying, but you still got it. You still sit him.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, at running back, I got an absolute mess. I got Ivory, McFadden, DeMarco, James White, and I just picked up Tim Hightower. And I play 2.
Oh, so Ivory's 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Is there any reason we would start DeMarco Murray?
No. Run down the list again and leave out Ivory, please.
It's McFadden.
All right, McFadden,
Okay, he's a front runner so far.
DeMarco, James White,
Yeah.
and Tim Hightower.
Yeah, I think you got to play McFadden.
Yeah, if really Hightower and White. I mean, White's had a fluky good game, so I'm not really sure I trust him to do anything going forward on a consistent basis. And DeMarco Murray, we've seen him not do what he's. I mean, he had it so bad that when he sat next to Lurie on the plane on the way home, he was complaining about not getting the ball enough after that win. So I don't know. What the plans are for him, but obviously the coaching staff for the Eagles have said we're gonna play the guy who runs best, and it's not DeMarco. So
Yeah, they even made really good comments in that game about how he finishes runs. Like you see Sproles falling forward, Matthews just keeps going, right?
and DeMarco slides down so he doesn't get a hit going out of
Right,
bounds.
he steps out of bounds, and he just really isn't finishing his runs and stuff. So he's not even when he gains yardage, he's not playing well, right? Or as good as the other guys. So I just don't trust him at all. I know McFadden's going to get a ton of carries, so okay.
Right. Turbin's going to get a couple, but not it's not going to be much. So who knows what he's going to do with them, but he's going to get the most opportunity.
Right.
He being
So
McFadden.
you guys got no love for Hightower with Ingram out?
I mean, it's not that we don't have any love. I mean, there's a very strong possibility that he'll be a big part of that offense. We just don't know, and he's not nearly as good as Ingram was. He's just not.
If he was, he would have been playing.
They had Spiller too, right? Before he got hurt and stuff, and we saw that he just wasn't as good. Hightower was even worse. So yeah, he'll be a part of the offense, but there's no way I can trust that right now.
Yeah. His ceiling is high, but can you trust it?
Right.
We know McFadden's going to get carries. We don't know what the running back situation in New Orleans is going to be. Is Hightower's role going to be bigger? Probably.
But
I have 2 balls, neither of them crystal.
There's just not a chance in my mind. Yeah.
You like that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys are awesome. I never miss a show, so thanks so much.
Thank you.
thank you
Oddly
very
enough,
much,
we
man.
never miss a show either.
Yeah. Well, I've missed a couple actually.
That's true. You have, you bastard. I've been here the whole time. Thanks, John.
See you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Kentucky. We're going to get to that in a second. We have another call, though. Let's go to
Okay.
Scott in Ohio. Let's see. Where can we find Scott? I'm guessing right here. Scott, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Hey guys, how are you this morning?
Swell.
Swell.
Good. I got a couple flex questions for you and a running back question for you.
Go for
This is a PPR league. I need to start one. Gio Bernard, Amari Cooper, Danny Woodhead.
Oh, it's really between Gio's out. It's between Woodhead and Amari Cooper, because Cooper, listen, man, I think the guy's a supreme talent. I think he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL at some point, but he hasn't been, and they have a terrible matchup this week against the Broncos.
Well,
Yeah, and I've been so man, everybody on the Chargers just scares me.
They do. They suck. They suck real bad. They suck real bad, and the thing is, Woodhead hasn't been really producing that much either, and they don't have a great
Right.
matchup, but he is targeted quite frequently.
He only had 3 catches last week.
But he had 7 targets in that game. So, I mean, the potential of 7 points there. Cooper had 8 and didn't run the ball. Oh, he did run the ball once and lost 7 yards.
So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you that Gio is out.
I think Gio's out. I play Cooper. I'd play Cooper.
Well, against that number one. Well, the Broncos' D backfield is a little
They're
banged
beat up.
So Gio kind of scares me. Last week he only had 35 combined yards, only had 1 catch.
He did get 10 targets and catch 8 passes against Arizona that one game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But really his run totals aren't there. I mean,
they're not.
He hasn't busted 100 since September. And hasn't busted 50 since November 5th.
And the thing is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but that Oakland offense is good enough that they can't just drape coverage on Cooper.
Yeah.
Because Crabtree will crush them. They got a good running back there. David Carr's playing well. The Denver D is banged up. None of these choices are good, but I'm going to go with...
Well, none of them are home runs.
Right. I'm going to go with the high upside guy, I think, which is Amari Cooper in this situation.
You convinced me.
Yeah.
I don't know about Scott, but I'm convinced about Cooper.
Yeah.
What say you, Scott? You in?
Yeah, the only thing is I think that Steelers-Bengals game is going to be a shootout, and that could help Gio get a lot of work in the passing game. So it's a tough one. But
last time these two teams played, it was not a shootout.
And he caught 2 passes.
Right. I know.
So
I got another one. This is a standard. Need 1 running back. Jeremy Hill, Latavius Murray, Buck Allen.
How much do we trust Hill now?
Some.
I mean, it's a terrible matchup for him. Because Steelers are number 2, but he has scored 3 times in the past couple games, and he's been playing fairly well lately, and they've been giving him the ball a lot in the past several games.
What really takes me toward Buck is 13 targets and 12 catches last week. Because obviously, they're banged up in the receiving core for Baltimore.
Freaking Seahawks, though.
I know they are. That's the only downside to that is they're playing a really good defense. But dude, when you target a running back 13 times, now granted, the week before that he only got targeted 5 times.
This is a standard league, though.
I know. But out of those 12 catches, he had 107 yards and a touchdown. So. Those count for points
they
too.
They do.
That's a solid 16.7 right there.
I totally don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I don't. But that was against Miami. As well.
Fair enough.
This is Seattle, dude. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. Both of those choices suck. I think
Scott, apparently Lyle doesn't like your team.
Yeah,
he says all of your choices
No, it's
suck.
just the matchups this week. I'm leaning Hill as a safer option. If you want upside, roll the dice on Allen because I think he's got more upside. I think Hill is going to guarantee you.
Ooh, you're going to make guarantees now?
I think he'll get you 8 points or something. Well,
I think he that's a low end.
That's not sexy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, which is making me lean a little bit towards Allen because maybe he does explode.
Right. The last couple of weeks or have been Hill's 2 best weeks in a row of the season.
Yeah.
So last week he had 98 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
So, that's what, 16.8 points, and then if you get decimals. And then the week before that he had 86 yards.
Right.
And a catch. So if you're in a PPR, it's...
It wasn't. It's not a PPR.
So
but last time against Pittsburgh he had 60 yards. And that was it.
Yeah.
So I really think that I would roll the dice on Buck Allen here because I think Hill is going to get you 6 to 8 points. So at that point, why not roll the dice on Allen, catching another 12 passes or something.
They'll have to figure out a way to move the ball, and Allen's going to be a part of that.
Right. So I think both of those options are really crappy. If you want safe, go with Hill, but I would probably roll the dice on Buck Allen. There. It took us a long time to get there.
Yeah, I think I started out with Buck Allen.
You did.
You told me no.
Well,
Seattle.
I just wanted to. Both of the matchups are terrible. So.
All right, last one, then I'll let you guys go.
All right.
This is start 1 running back, Garrett Blunt, Sharkandrick West, Spencer Ware.
Well, you know what?
West and Ware, that's tough.
It's one of those two in my mind because the Chargers are so bad against the run. Right? Now, West is the obvious choice because he's the quote-unquote number 1 guy.
Right.
But dude, Spencer Ware seems to be the one that's scoring all the touchdowns. Now, he doesn't get a lot of carries always. They're about even, though.
As far as production goes.
This is so difficult. It's definitely not Blunt. I can tell you that much.
No, I wouldn't play Blunt. But, if you look at Ware the last couple weeks, 16 yards, 35 yards, 9 and 11 carries, that's officially awful.
You mean West?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Did I say Ware?
Yeah, yes.
I meant West.
Well, Ware had 26 yards last week, too.
Right, on 7 carries, so, geez, dude.
Yeah, so it's not great there either. I think I would go with the guy who was scoring more touchdowns. And
play Spencer Ware.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I think there's a strong possibility that they both have huge games.
Yeah, but like you said, Ware has 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks. It's hard to say no to that.
Yeah, so I think that's the guy I'd play.
It's a squinty start, but that's definitely the way to go, I think.
All right, cool. Well, appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of the season. I'll be listening.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot,
buddy.
Scott.
Good luck. Good luck with every one of those starts was like,
Yeah, we're like, I don't know if we should, anyway. As much as we try to escape it, the holidays always sneak up on us every single year.
Yes, they do, Kevin. And fortunately, the guys at Foot Cardigan have you and your favorite people's feet covered.
That's right, they do. For as long as you want, Foot Cardigan will deliver an amazing pair of socks to your loved one's mailbox every month.
Wait, is this real life?
It is real life. Getting a sock, yes, it is real life, Lyle.
Getting a sock subscription to Foot Cardigan is literally like Christmas in your mailbox every month. Just let that sink in a little bit.
If you buy your loved ones a sock subscription to Foot Cardigan, Santa's fat ass is going to get a serious workout every month because he'll be delivering amazing socks to your favorite person's mailbox each month.
The gift that one person gets that everyone's jealous at your family holiday gathering, that's Foot Cardigan. You can be that guy.
You can be that guy. Month to month or 3, 6, 9, or 12-month prepaid subscriptions are available.
Get 10% off any Foot Cardigan subscription by going to footcardigan.com and entering promo code FANTASY during checkout.
And your favorite person will be reminded how amazing you are every single month.
The gift that keeps giving until it stops.
Footcardigan.com, promo code FANTASY.
All to see. Well played, Kevin.
Yeah, it was awful. It's like all of a sudden I couldn't read, see. I couldn't do any of those.
Yeah, well, you are a blind old effer.
Yeah, it could be worse, man.
We got any calls over there?
I do, but I have to get there.
Well, take your time. It's not like anybody's paying attention or
doing what I can.
Listening to us or
watching.
I
got a lot of things going on over here, man. I got 2 computer screens, things going.
A microphone, my brain.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
It's wacky is what it is. Corey is in Indiana, I do believe. Let's see what's going on with Corey. What's going on, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Just swell.
Fab.
So I have 2 questions. First one, quarterback, Jameis Winston or Brian Hoyer this week?
Winston.
I think you have to play Winston. The only thing that makes me hesitant.
I just had to ask because Hoyer scored more points through the season.
Yeah, he's got a pretty crappy matchup against the Patriots, and he hasn't been playing as well as Winston. So that's probably not true. He doesn't have the upside that Winston does. When Winston goes off, he really does. And
that matchup, though.
That matchup is brilliant against the Saints, so I don't think you could bench him there. The other thing I think that puts Winston over the edge, probably almost every week, is that he can score with his feet, too.
Yeah.
Which Hoyer is basically a statue. So I think you have to play Winston, especially in this matchup. I said it earlier this year when Liz wanted to start Kirk Cousins against the Saints, and I was like, you're crazy. If Kirk Cousins goes off against the Saints, you have to start any quarterback you can possibly start against the Saints. And it's just true. You just have to.
And look what happened.
So there's a very strong possibility Winston has 5 touchdowns. 1 on the ground, 4 through the air.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be the first time this season he's done it. So.
Yeah, his
that would be amazing.
His potential ceiling is through the roof. I get it. And Hoyer's is, what to expect out of him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Hoyer's got, a really good weapon in DeAndre Hopkins, but that's pretty much it.
Jameis has a couple decent ones as well.
He does, but I'm saying, he's got Evans and
a better running game.
Dugginator, right? Dugginator, tool.
What else you got, Corey?
What's up?
Other question would be McFadden or Lamar Miller, and then between those two, which one for the flex, Amari Cooper, or whichever one of those guys you don't choose for the running back position?
I'd flex Amari Cooper. That's easy enough.
Again, the matchup. Lamar Miller is definitely the back right now. So
Okay.
that's not much of a question for me.
Yeah.
McFadden gets so many carries that he definitely has to be in the conversation. He doesn't have a great matchup against the Packers. They're only giving up 14.3 points a game to fantasy running backs. So it's not a super slam dunk for him. But the problem is, man, is Amari Cooper hasn't scored in his past 4 games. Okay. He's averaging just 67 yards a game. And he's got a foot. He's probable, but he's got a foot. And he's playing the number 1 defense against fantasy wide receivers. So, I mean, it's a lot stacked against him. We started him earlier in a situation where everybody kind of sucked. Here, I think it's pretty clear you have to play McFadden.
Between those two.
I mean, if you're looking at 6 points from Amari Cooper, you might as well play McFadden at that point.
Yeah, you
I
pretty
also
sure
have Golden Tate and Dorrell Green Beckham on my bench, but wasn't really thinking about either of them.
Tate.
No, Green Beckham. That's a really good matchup this week against the 27th ranked Jets.
It all depends on which Marcus Mariota is going to show up.
And he did explode last week.
I know.
So, that's kind of... Here's the thing. All right. So, here's how I'm going to put it to you. All right. This is playoffs. So, you may want to play it safe. You may want to roll the dice. It depends on the risk taker in you. Green Beckham has much, much higher upside. Okay? But we got one good game of data on him, really.
And a bunch of really bad ones before that.
And so it's possible he just vanishes. And listen, he only caught 5 passes last week. The one was the big 47-yarder. He had 119 yards. It was good, but it was still 6 targets. So, I know McFadden's going to touch the ball at least 20 times. So McFadden is a far, far safer play. But if you're looking to, roll them dice, go Green Beckham. I think that I would probably play McFadden.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, guys, and go Birds.
Yeah,
go
I
Birds.
love it. Hey,
unless you're talking about the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Or the Seahawks.
The Eagles.
All right, man.
That's cool. Thanks, bro.
Later, man.
You guys have a
Yeah, good one. We
Hung,
will. Sorry.
hung up on him.
Well, I click drop and he keeps talking. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, well.
All right. Nothing I can do. Tom is in Pittsburgh. Tommy in the Berg. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, man?
What's going on, fellas? How's it going today?
It's just great.
Well, with the advice, I made the playoffs, so
Yes.
Yeah.
many thanks.
We did something right. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to hear from a lot of people this
Yeah.
week. we steered in the wrong direction.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tom, do
I
they still make Iron
Sorry,
City?
I'm here.
Do they still make
Right, I'm
Iron
sorry.
City beer in Pittsburgh?
Iron City beer.
Yeah.
Still make what now?
Do they still make Iron City beer?
Oh yeah. Icy Light, Iron City. Yeah.
Is it still the same wolf piss it used to be?
Sorry, I'm across from University of Pitt at a cheerleading competition with my daughters, and a helicopter's landing, of course.
That is
Sorry for that.
that is
Yeah, sorry about
dedication,
that.
my friend. He's at his daughter's
yeah.
cheerleading competition. A helicopter's landing, and he's on the phone with us.
That's right. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, she already went, so let me get inside where it's quieter.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll be here. Let us know when you're in a good place.
Yeah, man. Take your time.
All
right, sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So I was asking if
All right,
Iron City
so-
beer is still the same wolf piss that it used to be.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Okay, fair enough.
What can we do for you this week, pal?
But this week, I've got a flex question. I currently have Hilton in there, but I really don't feel too confident in starting him. But
That's valid.
when I sit him on the bench, he scores 27 or 36 points. But my other choices between Hilton would be Safarian Jenkins, James White, or Devontae Parker.
Ooh.
Well,
Devontae Parker.
What's the Matthews situation? Is he back or is he still out?
He
As far as go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. He's officially listed as questionable. What I was reading was it didn't look good, but that was yesterday. So
Right.
let me check if there's new news this morning. Yeah, he's likely to sit out. So, and I feel you about Ty. He's such a confusing guy because last week against Pittsburgh he was terrible, but the week before that he was pretty awesome against Tampa. Now, 2 different defenses, I get that. This week, his matchup is not, super sexy. It's middling, right? The Jags are
Right.
16th against fantasy wide receivers, so it's okay. Man, that Devontae Parker though, he just continues. He scored 2 weeks in a row, and he's got a pretty good matchup this week. I feel like he's a decent dice roll, Kevin.
I think he is. This is one of those tough questions. It's like, both of them have questions and both of them have upside. You know what? I think I would. Since it's the playoffs, I'd probably roll with Ty.
Okay, I'm going to completely disagree with Kevin,
That's fine.
and here's why. I'm going to go with the person who's has the better quarterback in the better matchup, and to me, that's definitely Devontae Parker.
Slightly better matchup.
It's a far better quarterback. I mean, come
Right.
on. Hasselbank, really? You gonna throw that at me? So I'm gonna go with the guy, in the better matchup with the better quarterback. I mean,
That's true. I'm going to go with the number one guy with the slightly worse matchup.
okay, that's fine.
That's
I mean, we can
Understood.
agree to disagree.
Those are the two I was narrowing it down to. But then Safarian Jenkins, I just had to, playing the Saints, I had to consider him as well.
Yeah,
You
you
don't know how much
definitely
he's
have
gonna
to.
play either.
If you just said Vinny Jackson, it definitely would have been Vinny Jackson, right? Because but we
Right.
just don't know how much he's going to play, how much he's going to be a part of the offense. There's there's all those questions involved. So a split decision
Right.
there. Sorry, buddy.
It's nice when we agree, but it's an infrequent occurrence.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Understood. And I have one more, if you don't mind. I'm in another league in the playoffs there, and I have to decide between Cooks and Gurley.
Oh man, I've been saying all along, don't bench Gurley, don't bench Gurley, don't bench Gurley.
Right, but he's put up like 4 or 6.
You gotta play
It's
Brandon
just,
Cooks.
Is it a PPR?
It is a PPR.
You gotta play
It's
Cooks.
it's Cooks.
You gotta play Cooks.
Well, he had a concussion issue, I believe, and he cleared it. He's back, so he's up and practicing. So, yeah,
Right.
that's got to be Cooks for me.
That's who I had. I thought so too. I just didn't want to sound like an idiot for benching Gurley, but I just don't have any faith right now in that offense.
I feel you, and he's kind of sucked ass over the past few weeks, whereas Cook's been amazing. I mean, he had a huge game against the friggin' Panthers, who have a great defense, but he got open once and it was a bomb touchdown, and that's what he does.
By the way, Tom, sucked ass
Right.
is a technical fantasy football term, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, sucked ass is a very specific.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with Ingram out, I figure he's going to even see more targets this week. So,
Yeah, I think you have to play him.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully I'm still in at least one of the 2 leagues next week, but I'll call either way just because, I like talking to you guys.
All right, sounds good. We like talking to you, pal.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Have a
Take
good
care,
one.
guys.
Take care.
Tommy in the Berg.
Right. Nice. Dedication. Freaking helicopter's landing. He's like, F that helicopter. I'm going inside to talk to the fantasy football guys.
Yeah. Craziness. Sherry is in California.
Ooh.
Okay, Sherry, what's going on?
What's up, Sherry?
Hey, good morning, guys. I am number 6 seed in the playoffs, so I just barely made it.
Nice.
I have been setting and resetting my lineup for all week. So if you can help me with, I have 1 running back, 1 flex, and 2 wide receivers.
Okay.
And if I give you my list, can you just tell me where I should put them?
Sure. Let's start with the.
We'll make recommendations, but as always, the choice is yours.
That's right. The weight
Yes, I know.
is on your shoulders.
So I have Lamar Miller and Jeremy Hill. I have A.J. Green, Vincent Jackson, Amari Cooper. I just picked up Ryan Matthews, and I have Devontae Parker.
Ooh. I'd go Green and Parker for the receivers.
Okay, so we need 1 running back, 1 flex, and 2 wide receivers?
Yes. It's a standard league.
Okay, so the 2 wide receivers, really, you're going Parker? You're going to sit Vincent Jackson against the Saints? That's what you're going to do? I'm playing Vinny Jackson.
Against the Saints.
I mean, it's just because it's the Saints. I agree that Parker's probably a decent play this week. I just recommended him. But
the thing is, if you're recommending Jameis Winston, he's got to throw to somebody, and Evans can't catch all of them. In fact, he's probably going to drop a few. So, yeah,
I mean,
I'd probably play Vinny Jackson in the flex.
Okay.
And then play Parker and Green as the receivers.
And who's your running back between Hill, Miller, and who was the other one? Running back?
Ryan Matthews.
Ryan Matthews.
Well, Ryan Matthews is
that's
not in the conversation for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Going forward, maybe. But first came back from, 3 weeks off with the muddle that is the running back situation in Philly and the fact that it's Philly. You know what? I'd probably go Jeremy Hill.
See, it's just the matchup is so terrible. It is. He's playing the number 2 ranked Steelers. They give up 11 points a game.
And the other choice is Landry, right?
It's Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller,
who's
right.
playing the 22nd ranked.
Landry would be the receiver on that.
Right, fantasy defense. Now, he hasn't been lighting it up lately, but last week he did bust out for $113 against Baltimore, and he's been consistently mediocre all season long, really. I mean, he really has.
Right.
But
Hill's just had 2 good weeks in a row.
He has.
But it's...
I'm going to play Miller in the better matchup.
Yeah, I think they're evenly talented, evenly used on their team, but yeah, I think the matchup dictates the Miller play.
Yeah.
So Miller, Green, Parker, and then
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
One running back and 3 receivers.
Is it a PPR league? That'll make me feel a little bit better about that.
No, it's a standard league.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I still think you have to. I mean, I wouldn't play Jeremy Hill in that matchup if I could avoid it and I had a higher upside guy, which you do.
Yeah.
Right? Like Vincent Jackson and Devontae Parker have way more upside than Hill does in that crappy matchup, and that's the bottom line. I don't think you can start Ryan Matthews at all. So, yeah. So
now, granted, we hope Ryan Matthews does great things.
I hope he does, but he's not.
But I don't anticipate.
Yeah, it's just no, thank you.
Yeah.
Crowded backfield.
Yeah, I was thinking about for going forward. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent pickup because you never know. But at the same time, right. I wouldn't start him this week.
Right. Okay, well, great. Thanks so much for your advice, guys. Have a great day.
You're
You
welcome,
too.
and you do as well.
Thank you. We do have another call.
Oh, awesome.
I wanted to
Good matchup for Ryan Matthews this week. But
yeah, indeed. Mason is in Florida.
Ooh.
See what's going on, Mason.
Whereabouts in Florida are you, Mason?
I'm in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Nice. I've been there.
Yes, sir.
Very nice city.
Just had a quick question for you. This is my first year playing. I'm in a standard league, a 10-team league, and I didn't, because it's my first year playing, I didn't draft all that great, so I've been kind of having to just make my way through picking up players and stuff.
That's a good experience in itself.
Yeah, so this is my 28th year playing, and you're in the playoffs, and I'm not, pal. So...
Well, actually, we have a 4-team playoff, and it starts next week, and I'm in 5th place. I'm playing 4th place. So if I win this week, I'm in. If I don't, I'm out.
All right. Well, still a better situation than I'm in.
Yes, sir. I got a couple questions. My main thing that I can't decide on, going back and forth, I've got Big Ben and I've got Bortles. And Big Ben's got, I mean, obviously that seems like it should be Ben, but he's got a tough matchup, and Bortles is, I don't know. It's just tough.
It is. They both have absolutely like insane weapons, right? So, and you're right. The Bengals matchup is not great for Big Ben. I mean, he obviously should be the start, but it's not it's not a great matchup for him. And last time he played him, he threw for 262. 1 touchdown and 3 picks. So I think we have to consider Bortles here.
Yeah, I think we had this question on Wednesday, and we answered Bortles.
I think we went Bortles.
I may reconsider that because, dude, Ben's been over 300 yards last 4 weeks and has 10 touchdowns and 4 picks in that span.
He does.
Now I know the matchup isn't great, but he played Seattle in there as well and had 456 yards against Seattle. Mm-hmm. So really, he's matchup proof when it comes to that.
He probably is.
Yeah. So I think I'd probably roll Ben here.
I think I would too. Bortles' stats are a little bit slighted because he had the huge he had the huge game last week, which kind of bumps his last few stats way into the awesome category. You know, he played Tennessee, threw 5 touchdowns. Yeah. You know, so I think you have to play Big Ben. I don't think it's crazy to ask the question though. I think we do have to go through the logic. I think Kevin's right though. I mean, listen, man, his 3rd wide receiver can crack off 200 yards. Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking the offense is playing lights out.
They're averaging like 38 points over the last few games.
Yeah, so I think you have to play him. Yeah. Sucks, but
well, that makes it a little bit easier. But the other thing, that I've got, I wanted to see if you guys could help me. I basically need I'll give you my list, and I need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and the flex.
Okay. Let's do the running backs
I've got
first.
McFadden. I've got McFadden, which I had on the bench, but I'm second guessing it because I don't know if I have somebody better. But he almost lost me my game last week on Monday night. But I've got McFadden, Thomas Rawls, Spencer Ware, James White for running backs.
Okay.
And then
Hold on.
I've got Vincent.
Let's do running backs
sorry.
first.
Let's just do the running backs. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Ware, Rawls, and McFadden and White. So White's out of the conversation for me. We need 2 of these, Kevin.
Right.
Right away, I'm thinking Rawls and Ware.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't sit Ware in that matchup. And Rawls is certainly better than McFadden. So there we go. Rawls and Ware.
I can see why you were waffling on that with McFadden, though, because he is the feature back there in Dallas. But like you said, I mean, he's up and he's down. He can disappear very quickly in that offense.
Yeah, and I had Rawls and Ware at first, and then listening to different things and reading different things, and McFadden being one of the few people out there still gets so many carries. But that's kind of my gut too, is Rawls and Ware. So I do appreciate that. It makes it a little bit easier. And the wide receivers a little bit tougher for me. I have Vincent Jackson, Alan Hearns, Danny Amendola, Tyler Lockett, and Devontae Parker.
Okay, for me, it's between Amendola, Vincent Jackson, and
you have a flex too, right?
He does have a flex.
Yes, sir.
So we can start 2 of these and a flex.
So we can get 3 out of this stack, and I think that's good because I like 3 of them.
I do too.
I like Amendola. I like Vinny Jackson.
Yep.
And who do you like? Who's your third? He said Parker in there, right?
Devontae Parker's in there. Who are the other 2?
Alan Hearns and Tyler Lockett.
It's Hearns.
It's kind of between Hearns and Parker for me.
It's Hearns.
I've been going back and forth, but
it's Alan Hearns.
Yeah, Hearns has done great things over the course of the season. Parker has had a couple good games. So, yeah, Hearns is coming back from his injury.
The thigh.
But I do think Hearns is the higher upside play.
Much higher. The guy scored 7 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
At one point. So, yeah. I think you have to play.
And all of that through injury.
Right.
I mean, he was on the injury report every week.
Every single week.
Catching touchdowns. So.
Yeah. So I think there you go, man. Yeah. It's Ware and Rawls.
All right,
and then Vinny Jacks, Hearns, and Amendola.
Sounds good, man. I sure appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome,
you got it.
Sir.
Thanks for calling, Mason.
I love you guys' show. Like I said, I just found it about maybe a month or 2 ago, but ever since then, I've been using your advice that you give everybody else and everything, and it's been helping.
Well, congratulations, pal.
And good job making the playoffs in your first year. That's pretty damn amazing.
He's not quite in yet. Don't jinx him.
Well,
he's got to win this week.
We gave him good advice, man.
He's already in?
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week when you're talking about playoffs.
All right.
All right, thanks, Mason.
All right, buddy. Good luck, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff right there.
Yeah, it is.
A couple more calls. If you want to get in the action, 650-733 TFFG is your number to call. Collecting cards has always been a favorite hobby of ours.
Yes, it has, Kevin. And football cards were always my favorite.
Still are, dude. Now, Topps, of course, has brought the card collecting hobby to the digital world with the Huddle app.
Huddle features officially licensed NFL digital cards that you can buy with your smartphone.
Collect cards of your favorite players from your favorite teams. I told you last time that I pulled a Jordan Hicks rookie card out of the pack.
Sick.
Dig it.
Nice. Watch your collection grow by opening packs and making trades with other users.
The Huddle app isn't only about card collecting, though. You can play your cards and earn points in real-time daily fantasy-style games based on how players perform on game day.
So, with Huddle, you get to enjoy the fantasy football experience, too.
Cool stuff. Over 300 million Topps digital packs have been open since 2012, many of them right here on my phone. Fans ripping over a pack a second.
For football, and especially fantasy football fans, this app is a must-have.
Download it for free in the App Store or Google Play and get 10 free packs.
Get in on the fun today with the Huddle app from Topps.
Cool thing is you go there every day, you get 10,000 points, and you get a weekly bonus of 20,000. So, you can buy points as well. You can do things like, go to websites, sign up for stuff, and get free points that way. So there's all kinds of ways to get cards.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
You can also, buy them as well. So
right.
That's cool. I dig that. Okay, so fun. Eric is in New Jersey. Let's talk to,
Jersey.
Eric is in New Jersey. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Well.
Did you see the NFL Network show? I think it's called Timeline, about the Jets and the Giants moving to New Jersey from New York.
No, I'm actually an Eagles fan. So,
well, I'm an Eagles
after-
fan too, but it's an interesting thing talking about how New York and New Jersey were kind of fighting over the Giants, and how Ed Koch, whatever.
Coke.
Whatever. He didn't want to have the ticker tape parade for the Giants after they won the Super Bowl because they're a Jersey team. It was interesting stuff.
Wow.
It's NFL history at its best. And hey, thanks for being an Eagles fan, Eric.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sorry.
long suffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know.
But I actually have a question. I'm close to making the playoffs. Most scenarios I make it. It's just if I were to lose and the two guys behind me would win, I'd be out. So I actually have a kind of a stacked depth lineup, and I just have I'm playing a guy who's pretty shitty. So
Nice.
I just want to make sure that I get in. So I have my running backs right now. I just start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. So my running backs are Forte. I have him in there right now. And right now I have Sean Drone going, but I also have Yeldon, Ryan Matthews, and then my wide receiver, I got Antonio Brown.
Hold on, let's do the running backs
DeAndre
first.
Hopkins and Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, let's look at the running backs first, and then we'll attack the receivers then. Man, Sean Drone scares me, dude. Yeldon.
Well, both of those have really good matchups.
Yeah, they do.
And Drone, he's getting involved in the passing game a little bit. So for me, I think Forte is obvious. So I think it's between.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think it's between Yeldon and Drone right now, and they have similar
I also
matchups.
have Buck Allen too.
Yeah, but that matchup, dude, I would play one of these guys.
I'm leaning to Yeldon here. I mean, even what you could call a mediocre game against Tennessee. Dude had a touchdown, 57 yards running, and 79 yards receiving.
They had a big game.
They did.
The whole offense did.
But before that, 36 yards rushing, 46 yards receiving. Before that, 54 and 26. I mean, he's contributing in all areas.
Okay, I mean, so is Drone. They're like I said, they're similar players. I think I would lean towards Yeldon. Guy on the better team.
Which is hard to say about Jackson.
Pretty much the same matchup, but he's contributing as a big part of that offense all the time. Where Drone, we don't have nearly as much data on him, and that's really the only reason. Last week he had a decent game. All the weeks before that, he's been kind of 7 points. So I think Yeldon's definitely going to get you 7 points. He might get you a lot more.
Part of the reason that the Drone, I'm not really high on him is he wasn't good enough to play for Cleveland.
Right.
So
right.
They cut him loose, and he ended up in San Francisco. Now he's been doing much better. Obviously, he's getting playing time in San Francisco.
Everybody there is hurt. So.
Yeah. If it's a matter of trust.
Yeah, I'm going Yeldon.
Now, Yeldon only has 2 TDs on the year, but still.
And we still have a flex spot, too.
Yeah.
So, all right, hit us with the wide receivers.
Yeah. I got Antonio Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, and those are obvious starts. But,
yes, absolutely.
I have Sammy Watkins, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be starting him.
You can have 3 or 2 wide receivers.
Well, he has a flex. 2 wide receivers and a flex. Yeah. There's not a chance in hell I would sit Watkins against the Eagles.
Yeah, I would put him in the flex.
They are
in a heartbeat.
Dead last against fantasy wide receivers. So, yeah, you have to play Watkins.
And I wouldn't even think twice about that, bro.
All right. Cool, man.
Okay. I also have one more question about tight end.
Go for
it. I have Eifert. I'm a little bit worried that he's hurt. And so I have Safarian Jenkins. Should I use Safarian Jenkins or roll with Eifert?
Eifert is probable. And if he plays in a football game, you absolutely have to start him.
This is kind of what we call getting cute.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's a tough call because if Eifert's, if he's a game time decision, which he's not, I think he's probable at this point.
Let me just throw some
tough.
out. Let me just throw some out. Guy's got 12 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, you got to play him if he plays.
12.
Yeah, Safarian Jenkins, good matchup. We know that it's New Orleans and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, I would still play Eifert. Absolutely.
You have to play Eifert.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome.
You got it. Go Birds.
Take care, man. Go Birds. Go Birds. Oh yeah. Hang up.
Well,
you just hang up on effers.
I don't try to. We say bye, and then we click drop, and then we get a couple seconds of delay where guys go. Anyway.
Right. What was that?
It's.
Are we out of calls?
No, hell no. We have calls all over the place.
Nice.
Anton is in New York. I bet you're a Giants fan, aren't you, Anton?
No, I don't like the Giants or the Jets.
Wow. Okay.
Bills?
No, I don't like the Bills either. I don't really like any team. I'm more of a player fan than a.
Okay. Who's your favorite player?
I like Peyton Manning, but not this year, obviously.
Well, no, but that's a pretty good player to
If
like.
you're going to like a player, he's been a guy who's been good all of his life. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
Plus, it makes fantasy football much easier to watch when you don't have a team to support.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very valid point.
So what can we do for you
I'm
today,
more of
sir?
a Knicks fan than anything else.
Oh.
And that's been kind of brutal.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. We've been watching the 76ers for all of our lives, so we feel your pain. In
Yeah,
that
the
regard.
last time they were good, Allen Iverson was young.
Yeah.
And not nearly as tattooed.
Which no one in New York understands. So that's kind of been my downfall.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
what can we do for you?
I haven't been calling because I keep missing you guys every week. I've been busy every Saturday, and I haven't gotten to do the lightning round. But this week, since most of my teams are pretty much set, I actually have a few questions, especially one big one. Like I have Ben Roethlisberger and Carson Palmer.
Ooh.
And I have no idea which one to play every week. This week I chose Roethlisberger, so I'm hoping that that 25-point game I got from Palmer was less than what Ben can give me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would have probably played Palmer, but just because the matchup was slightly better. But hey, you know, I don't blame you, and you're not going to go wrong starting Big Ben. You know, we just talked about how awesome he's been and how awesome that offense has been since he's been thrust back in the lineup hurt, apparently.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's horrible. Yeah.
And I understand it's Carson Palmer's been awesome all season. But...
Sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was saying Carson Palmer's been awesome all season, so I understand your dilemma here. But Ben has just been playing outside of his damn mind.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Palmer had a good game against the Vikings, and you know, it sucks that you missed out on that, but it wasn't outstanding. He threw for 310. He had 2 TDs. You know, big deal. I think you're going to get that out of Ben.
Yeah, I would be shocked if Ben didn't. You know, go over those numbers.
Yeah.
Well, he may have a
last
pick
week
here.
I beat Ben also.
Yeah.
I got 42 points out of him, and Carson Palmer had 27. So
right.
Either way.
Right.
Tough problem to have, man.
Yeah, I think you got to take it week to week.
Yeah, I know next week Ben's facing Denver, so I know to start Palmer next week.
I probably would.
Against the Eagles, yes, I would.
Jacksonville, Tennessee, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely play Palmer against the Eagles. I think that's a home run.
That's
right
a
there.
safe play.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So then I'm good for next 3 weeks, I think. I'm starting Palmer and then Ben if I get to the finals. So we have 3 weeks. Our 3 playoffs are 15, 16, and 17.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go, man.
Yeah, then I also have, not sure if I start Devontae Parker or Randall Cobb in my flex. Cobb has been so bad, so I just put Parker in the flex this week.
You know, it's funny because Cobb is a great number 2 receiver, but when he's thrust into that, you know, quote unquote number 1 wide receiver role,
That
it just
whole
doesn't
offense
really work.
has suffered though lately.
Yeah, they're just
really have.
not in sync. You know what? Odd as it sounds,
I
I'm
would
leaning
play Parker. Yeah, I'd play Parker too. Why not? You know?
Yeah, and then last I have Eifert or Julius Thomas.
Okay. Eifert has 12 touchdowns.
I know, that injury is kind of scary. He might go out the first play.
I know. I don't think so. He's probable, which means he's doing okay. I mean, yeah, he took a stinger, and it was bad. It hurt. He was out for a week. But he's coming back, and there's not a chance in hell I would sit Tyler Eifert. 12 touchdowns. Julius has been good lately. But
Julius has caught 3 touchdowns and 3 in a row.
Yeah. But I can't sit Eifert.
Eifert is a much larger part of that offense than Thomas has been all year. Now,
right.
Recently, Thomas has picked up his game and et cetera, but Eifert is,
He had one good game, though. Thomas had one good game. I mean, last week he caught a touchdown, sure, but it was on...
But he had 15 yards total.
Right. Two catches for 15 yards. So I actually don't think this is even remotely close.
Yeah, it's got to be Eifert for me.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the Spencer Ware West debacle. I still have no idea which one to play every week. I got West starting, but...
We chose Ware earlier because Ware scores more touchdowns. Yeah. I think there's and I said this earlier, I think there's a really good possibility they both have 100-yard games.
Yeah, but where seems to be getting the shorter yardage carries, goal line stuff.
Right. So we took the guy that scores more touchdowns. But if you tell me F you, I'm starting West, I'm going to go, oh, okay. I mean, it's a brilliant matchup.
You'll probably be fine.
Throw a dart.
It's as good a matchup as they're ever going to get.
But I would probably start Ware because he scores so many touchdowns.
So many more. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Julian Edelman might be coming back next week.
I heard that he's practicing now, and Gronk is practicing as well. So watch out for the Patriots in the playoffs there.
Yeah,
I just picked up Edelman just now. I looked at the
Edelman was on your Edelman was on your wire.
Okay, I'll pick him up too.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, my wire.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna have to go waiver wire searching.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look for my leagues because I'm in the losers bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, I can guarantee you in the league, in our league that has a losers bracket, Edelman's not available.
Edelman ain't on no bench. Ain't on no waiver wires. That's awesome, dude. That's a good score.
Yeah, our main money league is
earlier in the year, so I dropped him and I just got him back. So
that's super, man.
Yeah, our main money league is 12 very competitive, knowledgeable players.
Yeah,
so
sucks.
There's no waiver wire really to speak of.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, good luck this week, man.
Yeah, that's how waiver wire usually is too.
Nah. Anything else?
Yeah.
You good?
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
You got it.
Guys next week.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good one, dude.
See, so what I did then was I muted him. Then I disconnected the call.
That's smart.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to do that whenever possible. Paul is in Louisiana. What's going on, Paul?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I got a...
You're really breaking up there, Paul.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. It's a little clearer now.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I got a quick question about running backs. So this week, I've got Eddie Lacy, Buck Allen, I've got Ronnie Hillman, Matt Forte, and Thomas Rawls, and I can play 2 in a flex.
Rawls and Forte, certainly.
I'm just struggling. I know that I'm going to put Rawls. Rawls is going to be there, but I'm really struggling between Lacy, Hillman, and Buck Allen, those 3. I think I'm going to start Forte.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Lacy was on. He had a couple of good games, and then he missed a curfew or whatever, and was limited in that game. Yeah, I think 5 carries.
And Hillman is questionable.
Hillman's questionable, but I've been reading that he's okay, and I also have read that C.J. Anderson didn't practice on Friday. Don't know what his issue is. If Hillman is the starting, running back who's going to be featured, his value ticks up a little bit. Not high enough to get into your lineup, though, I don't think. I think that, you got Forte. He's a definite go. And there was another running back I think should be in the flex.
Well, it was Rawls and
Forte.
Forte, and then he had Buck Allen.
And Buck Allen goes flex for me. I know it's a tough matchup, dude, but targets.
C.J. Anderson is iffy. And they have a good matchup. I'd play Hillman, dude. There's not a question in my mind.
So, Lyle, you're saying Buck Allen?
No, Kevin said Buck Allen.
Yeah, I said Buck Allen.
Kevin said Buck Allen.
Yeah, Lyle doesn't like. Yeah, he doesn't like Buck Allen's matchup.
I'd play Hillman. Yeah. Although Hillman didn't do much against San Diego, which was disappointing. But
yeah. So I have no trust in the Denver backfield at this point.
Yeah, and Lacy just, he has been sporadic enough to put him on the bench. And the other thing is, dude, I don't know if he's going to piss off the coaching staff again.
Right.
They didn't tell anybody. And that kind of stuff makes me crazy. I started him. And then I was like, why is he standing on the sideline?
Yeah, he's been in the game. Why is he? Yeah.
Killed me.
So I think for a flex, is there kind of a dice roll position anyway? I'm going to roll the dice on the guy who's, getting a lot more activity in that backfield, and that's going to be Buck.
I think with C.J. Anderson iffy, Hillman's a home run, so I would play Hillman.
Good luck with that.
There you go, buddy. Sorry about that split decision.
Can I ask about wide receivers real quick? Also,
you can talk about anything you want, Paul. Go ahead, man. It's all you.
In my 3 leagues, thanks to y'all, in my 3 leagues, I've got buys in 2 of my playoffs.
Sweet.
And in my 3rd league, I'm 3rd place, but I got to play. But that's okay. I'm in the playoffs on all 3 of my leagues.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
So wideouts, we've got 3, and I've got Des Bryant, Emmanuel Sanders, Devontae Parker, and let's see, Stevie Johnson's out. Mike Evans.
Okay, well, that's a definite.
So I got Mike Evans in. I basically don't know if I should start Emmanuel Sanders, Des Bryant, or Devontae Parker.
God, how are we having this conversation?
I got 2 more to fill.
You got 2 to fill? So we have to sit one of those
2
people.
to fill.
So do you sit Manny Sanders or do you sit Des Bryant? Because it ain't Devontae Parker.
And, well, you also really can't sit Mike Evans, dude.
Well, Evans is already in.
Oh, okay.
So he needs 2 more out of those 3 people.
So, see,
Manny Sanders has done F all with Osweiler at the helm.
I know.
Des Bryant has done F all with Castle at the helm.
Well, they both suck.
They both do.
All right,
and like 3 weeks ago, they were great.
Yeah, they have equal matchups. I guess I'll start the number 1 wide receiver. I'll go Dez.
Well, you say Manny hasn't done F all. He had a $113 on 6 catches 2 weeks ago against New England.
Okay.
Now last week he disappeared.
He had 19 yards.
And the week before the 113-yard game, he had nothing.
Right.
So he wasn't even in.
I think I'll start.
Well, he had 4 targets. So
I think I'll start the number 1 receiver. Freakish talent. I think I'll go Dez. But dude, it's a total crapshoot.
It's a coin flip. It's a dice roll. It's they're both awesome. We both see what they can do.
Definitely playing Devontae Parker over one of them.
Yes.
For me, it would be Manny Sanders.
I have no argument to say he's wrong. You said Dez. You're going to sit Manny.
I said we have to start Devontae Parker over one of those 2. I would start Parker over Manny Sanders and start Des Bryant and Devontae Parker.
Can't argue against it.
All right. Yes, I'm going with that. Thank you, guys. Thank you again for all the advice this year. Hopefully, I'll at least take home the championship in 2 of my leagues.
That would be great.
I hope you get all 3, buddy.
Yeah, man. That would be sweet.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Good luck, man.
Here goes Paul from Louisiana.
Louisiana.
I bet they have some nice beer down there.
They probably do.
All
that voodoo beer.
650-733-8334. That's TFFG. You can call in and get your question on the air and, that kind of thing. Mono, with his or her first report, says, "Hey, guys, I want to thank you guys for your hard work and time to make your great podcast. The mic hits, frequent illnesses, D-Will proclamations, and computer F-ups have kept me entertained through 8 years of some championships and mostly rebuilding. Anyway, I have my first need of amazingly ordinary advice for this playoff matchup."
Well, we definitely have plenty of that.
We have amazingly ordinary stuff here. 0.5 point PPR needs 2. Decker at Tennessee, Macklin at San Diego, Baldwin at Baltimore, and Lockett at Baltimore.
It's got to be Decker and Macklin, but man, do I not want to sit Baldwin the way he's been playing. But it's got to be Decker and Macklin, dude. It has to be.
It doesn't.
It does for me.
Well, talk me out of Baldwin.
Decker, averaging 82 yards a game
over
his past 4, has 2 TDs in that span.
Okay.
I know Baldwin has had 2 really good games in a row.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, so got to start him, in my opinion.
I like Decker. Go ahead.
Okay. Jeremy Macklin. This is the guy you're going to sit?
I'm just saying, convince me, dude.
Last 4 games, 75 yards a game, 3 TDs in those.
Okay.
You're going to sit Jeremy Macklin?
Maybe. Tell me about Baldwin.
I mean, well,
I know what he's done in the last 2 games. How about the last 4? That seems to be the benchmark.
Okay. He's averaging 108 yards a game.
Uh-huh.
He's got 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm going to play Baldwin, and I'm going to play Decker. I'm going to play the guys with the quarterbacks
he has been
that are
playing
doing
really well.
I'm not going to be the guy to sit there and bench Baldwin and watch him throw up another 2 touchdowns.
All right, so fine. Who are you sitting, Decker or Macklin?
I think Decker.
Macklin has a worse matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to play Decker and Baldwin, dude.
Man, it feels gross sitting Jeremy Macklin, though.
Feels great playing Baldwin with all that production.
I just don't trust him because he's sucked many times.
Oh, he has. Absolutely. I mean, all year. But you know what? It seems as though now they're throwing the ball more. Wilson's value goes up because of that. Baldwin is the number 1 receiver there. and they're lighting it up.
Okay.
See,
You're
I
right.
play the hot hand, man.
Kevin's right.
Ooh, I like hearing
He's
that.
right. As much as I hate to admit it, he's right.
Yeah, me like it.
Chris says, season's greetings, gentlemen. Well, season's greetings to you, pal.
Absolutely.
Need to win this week to make the playoffs, and I'm in a 12-team standard scoring league. Pick a flex. Devontae Parker, Lacey after being pined, Starks or White. It's standard, so makes Parker a little less sexy, but do you trust Lacey?
I trust Lacey. I don't trust the Green Bay coaching staff to not, hork us again. Hork being another.
I think you can probably start Lacey here. Parker isn't good enough for me to go.
No, he's not an automatic at this
right.
point. You know, if Lacey plays the full game and gets his usual
He's
number
got great
of carries,
matchup against the Cowboys.
He is the play.
They have to play him, man. They have to. They can't lose football games. They barely beat Minnesota.
I know.
They have to play him. I'd go Lacey.
Lacey too.
If they don't play him this week, then they should all be fired. I don't care if he misses.
Well,
he's late to
I'm
a
guessing
meeting.
that he took enough heat from the locker room last week that he's going to show up on time.
Tight end Reed or Gates? I go Jordan Reed.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Gates he can throw up a couple touchdowns at any time, but Reed is so much more of a part of that offense.
He's a very big part of it, yeah. Last one, 10-team standard. Pick a flex. Martavis Bryant, Langford, James White, or Ivory. Langford's role seems to have shifted, Kevin.
A little bit.
Martavis Bryant, pretty good. Bad matchup. Ivory, steady Addy.
Bad matchup against Cincinnati, whose defensive backfield is hurting. The starting safety is out.
So you paying Bryant?
And Pac-Man is out,
He
too.
is, too, yeah.
So I'm playing Bryant. I love Ivory. It's close, but I'm playing
Ivory,
Bryant.
Too. Standard, though.
A lot of yards, touchdowns. The catches are almost secondary.
All right. I'll go Bryant, too.
Love Ivory, but, dude, Powell outplayed Ivory last week.
I know.
That makes me
like
nervous.
always, you guys rock. Thank you very much for your awesomely fantabulous advice.
Fantabulous.
Wow.
I like
Just
that.
Inventing words for us.
NYG Boy 72 says, adjust my lineup if you feel the need. All questions are for 1-point PPR. He's got Freeman and David Johnson in, Beckham and Demaryius Thomas as his wide receivers, Thomas Rawls in the flex. The bench players we can substitute in are Manny Sanders, Martavis Bryant, Hearns, Lamar Miller, and Buck Allen. Boy, I'm going to make some changes here.
Me too.
I'm going to take David Johnson out and put Lamar Miller in.
Ooh.
I'm going to take Thomas Rawls out, and I'm going to put...
Oh, you're taking Rawls out?
I'm going to take Rawls out and put Bryant in.
Yeah, you're
It's
crazy.
a PPR, dude.
I'm not taking Bryant
It's a
out.
PPR. And I'm going to take... Well, no. I was going to take Thomas out and put Hearns in, but I think that's the right go.
Demaryius?
Yeah, and a PPR, I'm going to put Bryant in, dude.
I don't blame you. I just play him over. I play him over Demaryius Thomas.
I'd love to get Hearns in there somewhere.
Me too.
I would love to get Buck Allen in there somewhere too, but
I think you have to play Freeman.
You do, I think.
He was good enough previously in the season that we have to roll him. I think Rawls is your running back. And I think I go Beckham, Demaryius, and Martavis Bryant for me.
Can't argue with that. I mean,
There you go.
there's all kinds of potentially winning scenarios here, but
Yeah, I'd
I
leave
think-
Lamar Miller on the bench. And
Yeah. Do like Buck in a PPR, though.
I hear you.
But I don't like him better than Martavis Bryant in
No.
a PPR.
Yeah. That's what I would
One
do.
game of a boatload of catches does not a decision make.
That's right, buddy.
There you go. And that's all the forum questions. But we do have a phone call. Zach is in California. What's going on, Zach?
Hey guys, how's it going today?
It's going all right,
Pretty
man.
friggin' swell.
Yeah. What's up?
Friggin' swell, I like to hear it. So I've got a wide receiver quandary. Right now I've got Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, and Doug Baldwin starting. It is a standard scoring, no PPR.
Okay.
But on my bench, I've got Randall Cobb and Marvin Jones, and I just can't decide if I want to start one of those guys.
You don't. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we just talked about Baldwin's the only one I would consider.
Yeah.
And we just talked about how amazing he's been.
Yeah.
So I hear you. I mean, Mike Evans is a definite start against New Orleans.
I'd be shocked if he didn't get 15 targets in that game.
Yeah, and he might catch all of them for touchdowns against that defense. So, yeah, I think you have it right, dude.
Okay, yeah, cool. I was thinking going with the hot hand. And then I'm starting Barnage right now, but I've got Richard Rodgers on the bench. I think that's right too.
You know, Rodgers had a decent game without the
Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary. Barnage has cooled slightly. Not a great matchup, but I'd still continue to play him. He's got 7 TDs on the year. He's got 800 yards. You know,
he's got that ankle, but I think injury has slowed him a little bit. But
if he plays, that's the guy I would play.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right, man.
There you go, man.
Yep.
Good luck in your game this week, man.
Yeah, good luck.
There you go. Zach in California. Buddy. If you want to get in on the action, you can do that at 650-733-8334, the number to call there.
Right.
And you have more emails.
I do have a few more emails.
All right.
Miguel says, I need help. My running backs have tough matchups this week besides Shady McCoy. Ouch.
Right.
I'm in a PPR league. Here are my running backs and wide receivers. Who should I start or sit? Running backs are McCoy, McFadden, Buck Allen, Latavius Murray, and Bilal Powell. Doesn't say how many he can start.
Yeah. Well, McCoy, Allen, McFadden, Murray, and Powell would be my.
Really, what's Murray's matchup like this week?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not great.
It's against the Broncos. It's middling.
Yeah. They play the pass better than the run, obviously.
They do. And they're a little bit beat up on defense, so we can discount that slightly.
So I may put Murray in front of McFadden, but for me, the top two are McCoy and Buck.
I agree. Wide receivers, Marshall, Martavis Bryant, Dez, and Darrell Green Beckham. Marshall and Martavis are those two.
I think he's got them in the right order.
I currently have McCoy and Allen starting. Marshall, Martavis are my starting wide receivers, and I have Latavius and Dez as my flex options. Do I even trust the Cowboys? Should I put DGB in, although he's been up against the Jets and Revis? Do you play Darrell Green Beckham over Dez Bryant? Is the question, really?
No.
I don't think you do either. He had a good game.
And I think he's going to have a tremendous career.
Me too.
I think those two are going to be fabulous.
Yeah, me too.
All they need is a running back, and they have a triplet set.
Yeah, they don't have one of those yet.
No, they do not. They have a lot of running backs. They don't have one, though.
I think Andrews could be good, but
I think Cobb could be good.
Yeah, but it's certainly not Bishop Sankey.
Yeah. It's a line issue at this point.
Yeah. All right, I'll go Dez too, but it feels a little bit not exciting. Okay, I guess it's on me, right?
Yeah.
Tom says, guys, thanks in part to your occasionally exceeding midpoint on the mediocre advice matter.
This is getting crazy.
I made it into my 12-team standard league playoffs at 9-4. Need some help on my flex this week. Starting lineup is Cam, Forte, Rawls, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans, Eifert, Josh Brown, and the Kansas City defense. His flex options are Blunt at Houston, Latavius Murray at Denver, Macklin at San Diego, Dez at Green Bay. Thanks for the advice this season, Tom, in Westlake Village, California.
There you go.
So the question is it Murray, Macklin, or Dez?
Yeah,
really,
Blunt's not
in there. I would go Macklin, dude.
I know I said no to Macklin before to put
that was a different situation.
To put Baldwin in, but I think Macklin is a clear start here.
Yeah, I would play Macklin. So I actually think that one's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
3 more, Kevin. 2 more.
All right.
Shane, thank you for telling me how to pronounce that. His name is spelled Seaaain. I never would have gotten that right. So thank you. It's Shane.
I was going somewhere else.
Yeah, I would have totally butchered that. Seaaain. So thank you for that. Episode 38 was great. I answered a lot of questions. Just for fun, whenever you guys have a split decision, why not write it down and check on it? Report out on the following week. Keep score on all the calls and see who gets it right more often.
That sounds like too much friggin' work.
I mean, it would be really fun, but honestly, I would be right all the time. So really no reason to do that.
Whatever.
Sit rep.
If by right you mean wrong, you're right.
Clever.
Thank you.
Sit rep, standard league, 10 teams. It's the father-son tourney. Currently in second with 1 game advantage over third and fourth. And tough game gets this week. My son is currently first with a 1 game advantage over me and an easy game this week. Uh-oh. I'd say pick 2 wide receivers and 1 flex from Robinson, Macklin, Baldwin, Amendola, Drone, Kitchen Sink, Javarius Allen at Seattle. Is that his nickname?
I don't know.
Wire pile is Hearns at Indianapolis. That's not a pile.
Well, I think
all
it's
right.
because he's injured so much.
2 wide receivers and a flex. So it's certainly Robinson and certainly Baldwin, right? And it's probably Amendola. Macklin or Amendola, Kevin? Or Hearns? I don't think Drone's in the conversation.
No. Robinson's a definite, I think. That's a yes.
Guy had
That's a
3
definite.
touchdowns last week. We're not going to sit the guy who's at Seattle, right? We're not going to sit Baldwin for all the reasons we just stated.
Yeah. So we have to pick
Macklin,
Amendola, or Hearns.
Or Hearns.
Is this a PPR?
Is standard, which kind of moves Macklin down the list a little bit.
A little bit. I'd go Amendola.
I think I'd play Amendola too.
Yeah.
It's Amendola or Hearns in my mind. The thing about Hearns is, man, he does catch touchdowns.
He does. He does.
You know?
But really, who else does Brady have this week?
Well, he might have
Gronk. Well, if Gronk,
it's possible Gronk. I was going to make a joke and say Brandon LaFell, but
if Gronk comes back, that actually helps Amendola.
It probably does.
Because he's going to clear out the middle, and that's where Amendola lives. So, yeah, let's hope for Gronk and Amendola will actually improve. So, yeah, I think I'd go Amendola there.
Funny enough, dude, we're going to have a split decision here.
You're going to go Hearns.
I'm going Hearns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Hearns. Sorry.
That's
he
fine.
just catches too many damn touchdowns.
He has caught too many damn touchdowns.
Caught seven in a row.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he says,
I don't hate Hearns here.
Yeah, I'd play Hearns. Based on rankings, it looks like one thing match up another. Also, I know the answer may be different, but based on current data, is there a combination I should definitely start for the remainder?
Week to week, bro.
I mean, it's week to week. I'll tell you right now, there's never going to be a situation where you're sitting Allen Robinson this year.
No.
So you're going to play him every week. Baldwin, I'm not sure about. Macklin, I'm certainly not. Amendola, if Edelman comes back, certainly not. So honestly, if I had to pick, I would go Robinson and Hearns are probably your safest bet for starting all season long, but it's going to be week to week.
Yeah, I agree. And like I've said, rest of the season, I can't make those calls.
Right.
Because injuries happen, and,
Right.
and, on both sides.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at Cincinnati's defensive backfield has been stellar. Now 2 of the 4 of them are hurt.
So
guess what? Pittsburgh's receivers look good this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so does Ben.
And so does Ben, right.
Right. So it all changes up. It's all fluid.
That's right. Last question, Kevin, unless somebody gets in on the phone. Hey, guys, I snuck into the playoffs in my 12-team standard scoring league and need a running back help this week. Please pick 2 from the following 3 guys to start on Sunday. So we're sitting 1. C.J. Spiller, Charles Sims, and Ryan Matthews.
Sitting
Good
1?
God.
I'm sitting Spiller.
You're going to play Matthews?
You have to pick 2 of them.
Sims is certain against New Orleans, because why not? It's New Orleans. You're going to play an Eagle.
Yes.
All right, I will too, actually. Spiller just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I've been burned by Spiller so many times that I just have no desire to hang my sack out there again to be stomped on by C.J. Spiller.
Hang my sack out there again to be stomped on.
Don't want a Spiller sack stompage.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Spiller.
Refresh your email. You got one more.
Oh, do I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Oh, it just came in.
There you go.
What's this guy's name? Conger?
Conger.
Or is that his last name?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, dudes, hope you received the package by now and enjoy some zombie jelly. We did.
We did.
Thank
There it is.
you
If you're
very
looking at the
much.
video, it's right there, bro.
Oh, his name is Jaron.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Thanks for all the mediocre, sometimes useful help you've provided over the years. You're quite welcome. Thank you for the jelly. I'm in the playoffs and could use some help. What's the best lineup to stream? Effing word. I'm hoping to have the biggest snee burger in these playoffs. Good God. All right, QB, Fitzpatrick, Eli, or Winston versus New Orleans. Now, dude, it was definitely Fitzpatrick, but
If you can pick up Jameis Winston against New Orleans,
I think it's worth a dice roll, dude.
I'd drop Eli to pick that up.
Me too.
Just for this week now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Fitzpatrick going forward. But anybody who plays New Orleans, I'm playing them.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, if you had Brady here, I'd tell you to start Brady.
Yes.
But Fitzpatrick is not, an auto start for me. He's getting close, though.
Yeah, he is.
But I would play Winston against New Orleans.
And a lot of that has to do with the play of Decker and
sure, and Marshall. And he has a running game. He has an offensive line.
All that helps.
Yeah. Wide receiver, pick one, already starting Antonio Brown and Watkins. He's got Jones versus Pittsburgh, LaFell at Houston, or Austin versus Detroit. I'll go Jones again. Just because the other two guys are so bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly right. It's the best of a bad lot, as they say.
Starters are Hamster and Lamar Miller. Run DMC on the bench. Just had Ingram go out for the season. That sucks. Yeah, I think that's correct, too.
Yeah, I agree.
Says, thanks, guys. I'm waiting to hear back regarding the Pliny.
Oh, that would be
Here's
so
a
sweet.
pic of the family in Florida. What a lovely fam.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Well done indeed. And really, dude, thanks for the zombie dust.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy that.
We're going to dive into that bad boy probably Wednesday.
Show. Maybe Wednesday.
I have it chilled on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A little bit of zombie dust. I'm excited. I've heard of it, but I've never tasted it before, so
yeah.
I'm very excited.
We're also very excited about going to see the not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
Yeah, we're going to see Star Wars Thursday night. My fam, Kevin's fam. You owe me a bunch of money for that, by the way.
I do, and you'll get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, definitely. Let's be honest here. Santa is lazy. Dude works one night a year.
If you buy your loved one a sock subscription from Foot Cardigan, Santa's fat ass will get a serious workout.
Because you'll be delivering amazing socks to your favorite person's mailbox every month.
A subscription to Foot Cardigan will get your favorite person one amazing pair of whimsical socks delivered to their mailbox every single month.
That's right. You heard it. They'll remember your awesome gift every month for as long as you want them to.
Month to month, or 3, 6, 9, or even 12-month prepaid subscriptions are available.
The gift that keeps on giving until it stops.
Get 10% off any Foot Cardigan subscription by going to footcardigan.com and entering promo code FANTASY during checkout.
And your favorite person will be reminded how amazing you are every single month.
Footcardigan.com, promo code FANTASY.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that wraps up another fabulous Saturday show.
Q&A show. These are fun, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's not as stressful as the Wednesday show because we have so much to prepare for that show. And we're reading every stat. We're going through all this kind of stuff. This one's kind of casual, just have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm really enjoying the Saturday shows.
And apparently everybody else is as well,
Good.
which is key. So we're going to do the Saturday shows all the way through the regular season, and
Right.
then after that we're just going to go to the Wednesday show.
The last one will be the day before the last Sunday of the regular season.
Yes, that's
and then we'll go back to just one a week.
Yeah, but we're going to do off-season shows. We're going to do every other week.
We got other podcasts we're working on.
Yeah.
That aren't related to football, so that's going to be fun too.
So like
Got a
we're
lot
going
of
to do
stuff.
the Super Bowl wrap-up show after the Super Bowl, and then every 2 weeks after that until
we'll pop
August.
in, and we might pop in for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it may not be a long show. You know, if there's something to talk about, we'll talk about it. And if not, we'll just pop in, say hello, this is what's going on, this free agent, that free agent.
Yep.
And then
This
hop
coach,
out.
that coach.
That kind of thing. Draft shows and stuff will be in there as we need them to be.
Probably talk about that stuff at some point. Eagles going to have a high draft pick.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. You know, they could win out.
They're not going to win out. Stop it. Just stop.
They're going to lose all four of them.
People call me a pessimist. It's ridiculous. Stop being an optimist. You guys are morons. They're terrible, and they're not going to win this week.
No.
They're
They're not
gonna
going
beat
to win. When Arizona comes to town, they're not going to win
They
that
don't.
either.
They play in Arizona.
Well, either way. they could play in a sand lot somewhere, and Arizona's going to spank their ass.
Yeah.
And then they have the Giants and they have the Redskins. They're going to lose those too.
Probably.
They're going to lose out. Is
Yeah.
what they're going to do.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see them win a game, maybe two out of that span, but they're just terrible.
Yeah. Buffalo's a better team. Cardinals are a
Far
much
better
better
team.
team. They're
Far
the
better
number
team.
2 seed.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're not the number 1 seed is because the Panthers are so damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'd love to see those two play.
that'd be great. I think you're going to get to see that.
Yeah.
Right, 2 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Right.
You're going to see that.
Yeah.
All right, bitches, we're out. Have a good weekend. We'll be back on Wednesday night to, do this again.
Talk week 15.
Do that doo-doo that
we do.
So mediocrity.
Right.
So, all right, bitches, we're out.
Perth.